my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply, and this video is to attempt to replicate a door pull that a client sent to us. I saw the photos and I immediately realized, well, this is going to be 1960s, would be my best guess in terms of a vintage. So at this point, basically I know that I've got my vise in this sort of good orientation. And really all I'm doing at this point is I'm just lining it up by eye, which, you know, I don't need the caliper out to know that that's going to be accurate. It's because it doesn't need to be that accurate. Tighten the vise down, and you know what? Let arrows fly. That's what we're talking about. Let's do this second hole. Gotta lean into it to get it started. But not so much where you're gonna cause the part to move. Oh, shit. Did you see the part move? I did. There's beauty in that at some level. Problem is our cutting edges. You don't want your flutes to get clogged, but you know, a drill bit has such a high helix angle that they just get pulled out. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's get the drill bit swapped. We're going to loosen our bed. We're going to rotate it out of place. We're going to get our chuck. We're already starting to get a little bit of a repeatable procedure here. There goes our bit. All of our fancy aluminum, like that. Coming in with the 5/16. A little bit of a tighten. It's not a round shaft drill bit, so it's really not going to turn. We got 2 mounting posts. We've got 2 of 6 holes done. These are good. These are real good. Happy with that. Very good. Now, we're going to grab the pole handle. I'm going to grab the pole handle so we can start to try to visualize where in the back side of this we're going to pierce through. That's the bottom line. Let's do that next.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Move on to the holes on the back side. Boy, when I sent this photo to the client, he just fell out of his chair. Loved it. Okay, so what we've got to do at this point is we've got to get that drilled through this workpiece, and I've got to decide how I'm going to be doing that, because I'm emulating the original. And what I mean by that is the original, there's a radius there, and the question really becomes is how far over do I force this? I think I'm just going to stop when it starts to lift like it does right there, so it'll be flat. At the end of the day, the hole will not be centered, because we're going to want the hole in the center of the aluminum, meaning in the center of the pull handle, not biased towards one side, even though, what would we want to do with that? I'll tell you, I think if anything, we want it biased towards the inside, because that point of stress, if I'm going to drill the hole such that the hole's in the center of the pull handle here, I don't know if that's really ideal. Well, first of all, it needs to reside within this space because this is where it's 1/2 inch. So that's what's got to happen, guaranteed. So when we hold them together like this, you can see better where we've got to drill that hole. Yeah, it's going to be off-centered because it has to be off-centered. See what I mean by that? Okay, not the end of the world. We are just figuring this out as we go, so let's do that. I've just got a little pencil mark on the end of the mounting post here to know where that is going to fall. So I think our approach to this is going to need to be drilling it in the center of the thickest part at the proper distance from the center line, which we'll measure off the existing pole. And then we can measure from the edge over, and we'll know that we're in a good spot. This side I have to countersink. Do I? Yeah, this side I have to countersink. So let's do these 2 holes. 475. 475 is going to be the number from the edge over. At least it is at this moment. So what I think I'll do is, we're going to do it this way because this is the side we're going to countersink on. So we're going to do it on this side. Drill through, countersink it, finish it on this side because that's the side that the pole goes on. That's what we're doing. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, dokie. Let's get our small drill bit. Pull this drill bit out. We're going to put in the bigger drill bit to, yes, that'll be fine. Now I'm going to have to find a countersink around here. I admittedly don't know if I have a countersink. So, part comes out, a better bit's going to fix that. That's the back side. That's not really much of a concern for us, but nonetheless it needs to be dressed. Just a slight amount of taking a file of that, this nice file. This is done. It's positioned well, we're good. So let's drill this hole in the other mounting post, and we've got to get that positioned where we need it. And obviously what we would do is we're going to do all of the 1/8 inch holes on all the parts. Then we're going to do all the 5/16 holes. Then we're going to do all the countersinking. We're not going to be swapping around. And actually, I just said to myself, why did I do that? But anyway, 475, here we go. The issue is our bolt head is in the way where it is positioned. Or there is a bolt head. Let me get that out of the way so we're not constrained. Had to take a knee. Let's drill this second hole. Then we're going to countersink these holes. Yeah, I don't love that approach. I've got to flip the part over. Yeah, I've made a mistake. I have to countersink from this side. So in the future, I will be doing them this side up. Okay. That's the point of all this, right? Learning how to do it. Okay, so now let's loosen this. Swing it out of the way. I like swinging it out of the way though, I'll tell you that. Now we've got to flip it over to do the countersink. I'm working on a countersink being delivered by my trusted colleague and very good friend, my daughter Anna, who's over at the Enterprise shop. I can't find my countersinks, they're probably here, but anyway, we're gonna get this job done. We're gonna get this video done, or at least this step of it. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna go to production on making the pull handles. Mounting posts I've got. I'll tell you, I'm thinking about, my aluminum splicer has a drop that's 24-inch wide and 60-inch long. I'm thinking what I'll do is on the desktop Max ATC, that's a 36 by 24, maybe I'll just run an entire load of mounting posts at some point. The point of the matter is getting these parts made for stock, to be able to market these. I can't take an order for these and not know what they're going to cost a customer or cost me. I can't sell them if I don't have them. So as I've learned in this industry, you've got to pick a lane. Yeah, that hole's not in a great spot, but we're going to solve that problem as we move forward. Okay, let's go over and grab our pull handle, which we actually have here. Now we have to grab the original. Huh, their hole don't look to be in the center either. Neither of them. Wow. I matched that perfectly without even wanting to, without even realizing it. Okay, let's get an idea of what our center to center is. And so I suppose the 5/16 holes will allow a small amount of margin. Looks like 7 5/8. It's an odd size, but not really, I suppose. Well, actually, it's neither. I think 7 and 19/32 is actually what I like on that. Yeah, 1 and 9/16 is going to work for what we're doing. 30 thousandths don't matter. I've got wiggle in my drill bit. 7 and 9/16. Measure twice. Yeah, we're going with 7 and 9/16. So the length of this, our pull handle, should be 12? Yeah, 12. Hey Siri, what is 12 minus 7 and 9/16? Hey Siri, what is 4 and 7/16 divided by 2? Yeah. And I'm hearing it in my head. So the answer is 2 and 7/32 from either end is where we're going to be. And that's about 30 thousandths shy of 2 1/4. So that's where we're going to be on this. So I'm going to put this in our vise and I'm going to start drilling the hole needed at the proper position. The issue though is I've got to make sure that I'm in, both of my X and Y are accurate. Let's get we're just going to go straight to the proper drill bit for this. Hey Siri, what is the decimal size of a number 3 wire drill bit? So ChatGPT told me that the decimal size of a number 3 drill bit, which is what I have, it's got number 3, it says it, but I was doing a reality check. It's 0.2187, so it's 7/32 roughly, and that makes sense. So we're 30 thousandths shy of a 1/4 inch, which is the bolt size that we're using. So I'm satisfied with that. Now I'm going to position in the workpiece where I need to be. So 2 and 7/32 or 2.218. I like it. 2.2187. That's good. Old technology, just to double check. Yeah, it looks spot on. Like that. Looking good. Now we got to get it positioned in this orientation. What I don't love about hopping in right now though is I don't want to reposition the vise until I've got the countersinks, because I've got the position of the vise set for that. So let's stand down. Let's wait for the countersinks. Let's stand down. Awesome. Let's just pause this till they arrive.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, our countersink delivery has occurred. What I want to do is pull up the screw to figure out what that angle is. It's probably 82 degree, but let me just look. Yeah, 82 degree. It's an 82 degree countersink. It's an 82 degree angle. And yeah, 3/4. That's what we're doing. Let's pop that countersink in there. It's not a countersink. I'll tell you this. Running a countersink on the CNC, that is dreadful work. I was not getting good results the first time that I've done it. So let's get this put into the tool. This time we don't have to get fancy with it. Let's make sure we're countersinking the correct size. Yeah, that's the side we want to countersink on. So let's get our table brought up, countersink a couple of holes. We measure the height of the head of the screw and then set our stop to that dimension. That's our screw. 0.2 inch. The issue is this does not read 0.2 inch. So 0.2. Alright. Awesome. Let's go down 0.2. 0.2. 0.2. That's a lot because our material is only 0.25. Oh, we moved. Got one hand on the part to see if we're moving. I don't think we moved. That's not a good countersink at all. What's going on here? I don't like that at all. That's a botch job. It's because we're not centered correctly. Yeah, we'll have to think about it in terms of a CNC machine where we are zeroing to the tip of the tool. That's what we're going to have to think about. The hole's not going to be perfect. I think what's happening is this is what's moving. I can tell that it is. Plus my stops have moved. That let's my depth stop moved. Oh yeah, this is what's wrong here. Yeah, it's going to be okay for what we're doing, and it's fine. It's just it's all not right. It hole's awful. At the end of the day, it's okay because it's going to work, because when the bolt goes in, it looks gorgeous. The customer's literally never going to see that, which doesn't permit why we're going to do it, why we're going to be okay with it, but nonetheless, that's gold. That's going to work. Let's countersink the next piece. Let's see if we can do it better this time, obviously. stopped at a good spot. I was already too deep. Anyway, it looks fine, but we're gonna have to figure out what in the daylight's going on. It's just got to be the centering's off is what it is. Well, okay, we got a couple of holes put in the back of these mounting posts that are gonna work. Now we go to drilling our holes, drilling and tapping our holes in the back of the pull handle. So let's move forward with doing that.
Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.